What's up, YouTube? It's that time again. I'm John from Team Rinoki, and I'm going to be bringing you the deck profile of the deck I'm currently playing right now for basically, like I said in my Fire Fist video, guys, I was just kind of trying to find some decks to just tide me over until Primal gets here. I'm real big on Sylvans, guys. I think Sylvans are going to be really amazing as soon as Primal hits. The deck's fun now. It's pretty good, so I think once Primal hits, that deck is just going to skyrocket in how good it is. So I did mention in my Fire Fist that I was probably going to be trying out a couple other decks, and today I'm going to bring you the deck that I played at the San Antonio Regionals on April 5th. It was my first weekend playing with the deck, actually. I built it. I think I did a couple test duels, but I never really got to sit down and play with it, and I actually did pretty well at the regional for never playing the deck, so I think I did pretty good. So I'll go over that. I'll go over my deck profile, guys. This might be a tad bit long of a video, but, you know, bear with me, guys. So let's show you what I'm playing. Geargias. I am doing Geargia Karakuri, guys. I actually really enjoy this deck. It kind of fits how I like to play. It swarms the field, and it can play defensively. It's a really versatile deck. It can go head-to-head with just about every deck that I came up against. I had some matchups were harder than others, it seemed, but the deck has a good matchup with everything. You just got to play around it, and that's the best part about the deck, is it can do so much. So, let's start in my monsters, guys. I'm only running 2 arsenals. He's kind of like a lone fire of the deck, I guess. You can summon him, then tribute him to special summon any Geargia monster from your deck. I only run 2. I'll show you what I opted out of, but I never really find myself needing 3 of these guys, so I did just cut them down to 2. Then I'm running triple armor. For the Geargia build, this is basically, you sit on this, you build your hand advantage, and then you just swarm, and this is the playmaker that lets it happen. When he's flipped face up, you can add any Geargia monster except for Geargia armor to your hand. And then once per turn, you can reset him. So you can get some fun little abuse out of him. I'll show you a couple little tricks with him and some of the Karakuri monsters that alter positions. So then I'm running triple accelerator. This is mainly what you're going to search out with your armor. What's going to happen is you're going to bring this to your hand, and then as long as there's a face-up Geargia monster, you can just special summon this card in defense. So if you have 3 of them, just bam, 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 triple special summon, and then you can go from there. Also, when he leaves the field, you can add 1 Geargia monster back to your hand, except for accelerator. So, pretty good card. I really enjoy it. It's kind of like armor. It kind of goes hand in hand with armor. It is part of the playmaker of the deck. Then you're going to run, or what I run, is 1 Geargiano, and then triple Geargiano MK2. Geargiano, you contribute this card, and you can special summon any machine monster from your graveyard to the field, but its effects are negated. Really great card. Does a lot of wonders, especially if your Exceed Geargian X goes, you special summon this, and then you contribute it for whatever you need out of your graveyard to start synchroing or exceeding more. Then triple MK2. MK2, when he's normal summoned or flip summoned, you can special summon 1 Geargia monster from your deck. I mean, sorry, not your deck, your hand or your graveyard in defense position. So, you run 3 MK2s and 1 Geargiano. Funny story, these are 2 different cards. Geargiano, or Geargiano, however you want to pronounce it. Geargiano MK2. At the San Antonio Regional, someone mind crushed me. They saw my hand, and they saw this guy, but they called just Geargiano. Y'all can decide if I'm a rule shark on that, guys. I thought it was funny. I laughed at him. The judge laughed. He said Geargiano. I said no. Showed him my hand, and it's like, this is a completely different card. He thought I was just trying to rule shark him to be a dick, but judge ruled in my favor on that one, so sucks for that guy. So 3 and 1 of those. Then that's actually it for the Geargia monsters I run. So then on to my tuners, I run 1 Gen X Alley Birdman. Basically, you can bounce 1 monster back to your hand to special summon him. He works really well with the accelerator play because you can special an accelerator, bounce accelerator back to your hand, re-special summon Birdman, and then just special summon your accelerator again. So, great card, I think. when he's used as a synchro summon, though, he's banished. So, I mean, you only get it for that one, so make it count. Then I run one Nishipachi. You know what? I can't even pronounce that name. I'm not even going to try. I probably just butchered it. This card goes into partly of what I was talking about with armor. When this card is summoned, it doesn't matter how, you get to change the battle position of any monster on the field. So you can hit your opponent, or you can hit your armor after you flipped it down, flip it back face up, get one more search off, and then start exceeding some more. So, and then I run two Watchdogs. This thing just comes in handy. I can't tell you how much. Basically, I'll try to end the field with two Berets, a Burrito, and a Stardust. That's my goal. And I will use, and that's just, if by some miracle you stop my OTK push, I at least have Stardust to do some protection for me. So, then I run two Veilers. Effect and Negation's too good right now. I do side these out depending on the matchup. Like against Bushins, this card is pretty much useless. Yamato just says, fuck you, Veiler. So, I do side that out very often depending on my matchup. And then I run one Thunder King. I main deck Thunder King. Too many decks add to the hand from the deck. This one does do it, but you can work around it. Plus, it's Thunder King, so you throw it out there. It's basically a free Black Horn of Heaven by sacrificing the monster. And people are going to want to get rid of it. They're not going to want this on the field because it's going to stop a lot of what they're going to do. If you notice, it's pretty gold rare, guys. We did buy we bought two displays of gold in the end. And this Thunder King is very sexy. I like it, actually. It's probably the only gold rare monster I actually enjoy. I prefer most of the gold rare back row. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. I believe that is 19 monsters. For the spells, I only run 5 spells. I run triple MST. The playset for this deck is supposed to be gold, the new gold rare, the new gold box MSTs, but I need to get one more, so as you see I have that ugly common. I'll probably find that here soon. But I run 3 MSTs, 1 Mind Control. That card is just too good. I had a Mermail matchup. I had just different matchups where I just took their monster and then synchroed with it just to kind of say fuck you. So put my Scrap Dragon or my Stardust or something on the field. It's amazing in the mirror match. If you take their armor, flip it, you get their search and your search, then just go to town. Special, make Geargia X, search out your Purd Man, and just go to town. So, and then one Book of Moon. Book of Moon's just too good. This card has just saved me I don't know how many times. I personally think it's probably one of the best spells right now that you can play. So, that's just my opinion, though. But that's it for the spells. I only run 5 spells. And then I run, let's see, 16 traps, I believe. So, start off with 3 Geargia Gears. So, this card is just stupid busted, especially if you go first. Basically, it's like, you go first, you set this, you set a couple more back row, you set your armor, go. They do their stuff, they may or may not attack your armor, especially at that point, because they don't know what you're playing. Me personally, I hate opening with Arsenal, because then they know exactly what you're playing. But, yeah, during their end phase, just activate this, get your 2 monsters out. They've already set their back row, they can't do nothing about it. And it pulls 2 Geargiano monsters from your deck to the field and raises their level by 1. So, I run 3 of them. Even though I really only can only use 2 effectively, I do run 3. I want this card as much as possible. And I have used all 3 before, and I'll show you how I do that here in a minute. But 3 Geargia Gears. The card is just too good. And then I run 2 Trap Stuns, 1 7 Tools. I just feel like this is the best possible combination you could run. I mean, the only thing better is if I could fit a second 7 Tools in there, I would. But I've got Trap Stun that I can just do right at the beginning. And then I've got 7 Tools, which is just to say no to things like Solemn, Divine Wrath, Curse Seal, or any other counter trap. Or just in general, if I just don't want traps to be done for that turn, say they activate Roll Decree or something, I don't have an MST, I can just 7 Tools it. So, I personally think that is the best combination for me. I'm not saying it's the best out there, but this is what I prefer. If you notice, I got 2 gold rare Trap Stuns, and my Metal Raiders, ultra rare, 7 Tools, so pretty. I'm slowly becoming a little bit of a rarity whore, I've noticed here lately. Let's see. Then I actually main double Mind Crush. I'm thinking about changing this up. I saw this in another video, and the guy had a good point. I did a lot of research on the deck, obviously, before I picked it up, and then my buddy Emmanuel helped me out a lot with the deck. He still helps me out with it, shows me different little tricks. But I just felt Mind Crush was really good to main right now. Between Spellbooks, between Fire Fists, Geargias. I know I had a mirror match. Well, I guess it was a mirror match. It was pure Geargias, and I'm Geargia Karakuri. He had one accelerator to hand. I flipped Mind Crush, and I hit all 3 of his accelerators. So I guess I put a little bit of a damper in that. But I just feel it's so good to main right now because so much stuff searches it out. And then between like Priestess, World, things like that you reveal to special summon, Mermail monsters, you can just Mind Crush that to the grave. This actually won me a game. It wasn't game 1, but it did win me a game against Mermails. He went to special summon and I just Mind Crushed it out. I had Soul Drain activated. He got me down to 100 life points, but I still managed to win. So then I run 1 Compulse, 2 Mirror Forces. I'm pretty positive on Mirror Force. It's just there's a lot of OTK decks out there, especially with Geargias and sometimes or Hieratics, and they will try to make a push, I guess, without a Trap Stun. So I'd rather have both those to get to it. Then of course 1 Solemn, 1 Call of the Haunted. I actually side this out quite frequently. I know my buddy Emmanuel, like I said, who's helped me with this deck tremendously, giving me a lot of pointers, showing me a lot of things. He prefers Redox over Call. I prefer Call of the Haunted. One thing I did notice is that we both seem to side that card out. So, but my preference is for Call of the Haunted. Then I run 1 Bottomless and double Fiendish Chain to go with my Effect Veilers. Once again, guys, I side these out depending on what I'm playing. Some decks I just don't feel it's necessary. But this actually stops Yamato because its effect's continually negated. So that's it for my traps, guys. That puts me at 40 cards. Like I said, I believe it's 19 monsters, 5 spells, and 16 traps. Let's go on to my extra deck. So this is currently my extra deck. I'm running 1 Ghost Trick Alucard for my rank 3. I think I'm going to find a way to put 1 more rank 3 in here. I'm just not quite sure what I want to put in here yet. But Ghost Trick Alucard, guys, he's just really good. It's detach and destroy 1 face down card on the field. I like that. I haven't decided what I'm going to try to fit else in here, but I am currently running 2 Barredo. I'll show you all that in here in a minute, but I don't really need it, so I am going to take 1 out. I'm running double Geargia Dex. Card is just too good. It lets you search out any machine monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and then when it leaves the field, you can special summon any, I believe it's level 3 Geargia monster. Yeah, level 3 or lower Geargia monster in your graveyard, and special summon that. So, and it doesn't matter how he leaves the field or where he goes, just when he leaves the field. But if you Blackhorn him or Solemn him, obviously he doesn't get his effect. There's some other ways to get around his effect too, but then I run 1 Daigusto. My glare. Once again, this goes back to my buddy Emmanuel. He showed me this and pointed out a lot of good reasons why this is good. Sometimes you are going to open up with a Geargianos, at least with 1 or 2 of them, and he's going to let you recycle them back into your deck to make your Geargia gear live again. Especially for that 3rd one, so you can get a 3rd push with it. And he gives you a draw. That actually won me a game against the Spellbooks when I was just playing against a friend. That draw gave me a final MST to get his Mirror Force that was face down. So, luck of the draw right there. Then I run 1 Exciton Knight, because this guy is just too good. Won me against Mermails, Harpies, Boojins, you name it, this card has... When I went down to San Antonio, this card performed amazingly. Before I went to San Antonio, I never needed this card. But you know what? I'm glad I decided to keep it in my extra deck. It's just too good, and it blows stuff up. So, then 1-101, because once again, like Exciton Knight, or Exciton Knight, however you want to pronounce it, this card is just too good. Didn't do as much as I would have liked against a Fire King matchup. But I really should have made Dweller, so live and learn. Then 1 Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack. Hypothetically, if they survive your OTK push with your Berets out, you can just overlay for Draco Sack. This guy is just a huge problem for things because he's hard to get rid of because he can't be destroyed as long as the tokens are out. And he gets to pop a card on the field. That's it for the Exceeds. On to the Synchros. I played one Black Rose just to nuke the field. If they open super broke, I don't really like what's going on. I think I'm going to do some stuff here. Let's get some shenanigans going. Boom! Black Rose the field. Then you can set up. Then I play 2 Berets. He's your level 7. When he's special summoned, you get to special summon. You can special summon 1 Karakuri monster from your deck. Oh, pardon me. And then once per turn, you can change the battle position of any monster on the field. So he is the one I usually go into first before I make Burrito. I have made Burrito first, but it just depends. Then, like I said, I'm currently running 2 Burritos, but I just don't feel the need for it. In fact, I'm probably going to take one out because as I notice right now, I do not have my Abyss Dweller in here. And Dweller is just... Dweller can win games, so kind of like Cowboy, but I don't run Cowboy either, so... But Burrito, same thing. When he's special summoned, you can special summon any Karakuri monster from your deck. And then when the battle position of a face-up Karakuri monster is changed, you get to draw a card once per turn. It's not limited to just... If you have both of them out, you'll get 2 draws. Obviously, if you have 1, you get 1. But you can't use it multiple times a turn. So I'll usually have like Beret, special summon Burrito, and just target switch just so I can get my draw. Just because, you know, I want to keep some form of hand advantage at that point. I want to make sure I have plays set up for the next one. And then, of course, like I was saying, I run 1 Stardust. I end up usually with a field that looks kind of like this. Or swap one of these Berets out for a Geargia X. That's usually what my field will look like in the end. And then that's just your OTK push. So, and Stardust is just usually I'll make Stardust if I don't have a Trap Stun going. So, and then I run 1 Crimson Blader because it keeps things like dragons from special summoning. It hurts a lot of different decks. As long as you can destroy one of their monsters, they can't special summon or I believe normal summon either. Yep, normal or special, level 5 or higher. So it can put in some work still. And then 1 Scrap Dragon because you can have a dead Geargia gear, you can pop your own Geargia X to get something and start making some more plays happen. There's just so many things you can do with this guy. He's just too good. That's it for my extra deck, guys. And then I'm going to show you my side deck. I do want to make a couple changes to this, mainly these Max C's. I am going to take these out. I never side them in, guys. I know Max C's a great card, but I feel like I have enough answers for stuff in my main deck that I don't really need Max C in my side deck. So I'm actually probably swapping these out for DD Crows. I'm real pro DD Crow, guys. I feel like that could have been the difference maker if I had DD Crows over Max C's at the regional. If I had drawn them, of course, but that could have been the difference for my round 8. So then 2 Prohibitions, because Prohibition puts in work. It does, especially with the new YCS ruling. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it still because I played Harpies, and the way it works, this is the way it was ruled at YCS Chicago. And so if you prohibit like Harpy Lady or Cyber Dragon, when a monster that takes their name is summoned, it becomes dead on the field because it still takes their name, and then Prohibition kicks in and says, you can't do anything with it. No fusing, no synchroing, exceeding, none of that. But like the reason I think it's one-sided is because Harpies can get around this, because as long as you have Harpies Hunting Ground, it's still special summoned as a Harpy Lady according to that ruling, so you can just pop it. Cybers, not so much. Cyber Dragons, it just kind of gives them the shaft. So, but pardon me. I played this against a Harpy player, and he couldn't understand why, because he knew the ruling, and I know the ruling too, of course. I played Harpies. I love Harpies. I will put them back together eventually. I just don't have enough staples to go around all my decks. But basically, I kept forcing him to pop. Like, I opened both my Prohibitions, and I just forced him to pop them just so, you know, he would leave my other back row alone. And he didn't understand that. I tried explaining it to him, but he wasn't too happy. I did knock him out. I gave him his 3rd loss at the regional in San Antonio, so he did get a little salty about that. Apparently, I made a few people cry at the regional, but you know that's the way it works. 2 Swords of Concealing Light. These are mainly for my Bujin matchup. That's actually their only purpose in here is for the Boojins. I feel like Boojins are my hardest matchup. I don't know if that's the deck's hardest matchup, but I feel like they are my hardest matchup if I can't get set up quicker than they can. Which normally I can, but once they start getting stuff in the graveyard, they can take all the time they need. So Swords doesn't target and it doesn't destroy, so then you can just attack over, not have to worry about hair, crane, turtle, any of it. So 2 of those. 2 Black Horn of Heavens, guys. Mainly, this is really all I side in on the mirror match is Black Horn of Heavens. It's just too good of a card. It just negates a Synchro or Exceed Summon, so I'm really pro that. It's a counter trap, spell speed 3. I side in my Dark Hole. I don't really think I've ever sided it, so it's there if I need it, though. Then I side 1 Macrocosmos, 1 Soul Drain, and 1 Defissure. These are for things like Mermails, Boojins, anything that Dark World, anything that's going to activate in the graveyard. I feel like this is more of an MST target. I had somebody basically explain, because this does hurt Geargias too. With the way I can exceed summon, I can work around Defissure just like I did with my Harpies, and obviously Soul Drain I'm never too worried about. So because nothing actually activates in the graveyard for them, I don't think. Maybe Accelerator, but I'm never too worried about that either. I usually Synchro or Exceed with him anyways. So there's those. That's for like I said, all my decks that involve graveyards. Funny story. At the local Sunday, I ended up winning the local in San Antonio at Heroes in Fantasy. I was the last undefeated. Nobody beat me, and I played a Dark World player, and he beat me game 1. I think he might have tried to cheat me. I didn't care. I was just kind of annoyed with him. He was just kind of a douche. But, I just kept a smile on my face like I always do. And then I sided in Prohibition, Defissure, all that against him because it's Dark Worlds. And my opening hand on game 2 was Prohibition and Defissure. So I laid out my Prohibition, I called Mystical Space Typhoon. And he didn't really understand it. He kind of looked at me real puzzled, and I kind of chuckled. Then I threw down Defissure. And it's like, what are you going to do at that point? And it was funny because I saw him siding game 3, he dropped his side, and there were triple Dust Tornado he was siding in, so I thought it was funny. Because game 3 I opened Defissure again, and he still had no way around it, and I didn't get Prohibition that time, so I laughed at that. I thought it was pretty funny. It's the little things like that that make me laugh. I think I have a few more cards left. Yes, I sided 1 Dust Tornado. Once again, this kind of falls into most things. This is going to hit most things that people will side against me, I feel like. But I mainly use this for things like Royal Decree and Kaiser Coliseum just to help make sure I can keep those off the field. That's how I got beat by a Boojin player at Regional, was Kaiser Coliseum, and then he Royal Decreed me at the end of my turn. So I tried to work around it as hard as I could, but yeah, I didn't have the answers. And then 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors, guys. This all falls into... It's sad because a lot of this stuff falls into Boojins, but some of it's actually about to change up. I am actually waiting for my full houses. My teammate ordered me some full houses. 2 of them, I gave him the cash, so I'll probably end up taking out this Dark Hole here. Not there. Probably take out that Dark Hole and Macro just so I can have full house. If y'all don't know what full house does, it... one second, my phone is going off. Sorry, I had an alarm clock, guys. If you don't know what Full House does, Full House basically says target 2 face-up cards, back row spell or trap cards on the field, and then 3 set ones and then destroy them. It's a really pain-in-the-ass card, and it's really annoying because even if you chain stuff to it, the destruction effects will still go through. So, because they were still targeted, still met the requirements. I think the card's really broken, but I'm going to start taking advantage of it. Anyways, I was going to give you all a quick update on how I did the regional. Like I said, this was my first time playing the Geargias. Like I said, I really loved the deck. I lost my first 2 rounds. I had a couple misplays on my part on round 1 against Gravekeepers. Was a really cool guy. We bullshitted, we talked, we just BS'd back and forth, had a great time. But I made some misplays on my account, and I could have done things a lot different and probably won that round. Round 2, I played a Boojin player, and I lost to him 2-1. All my losses were 2-1 except for round 8, and I'll explain that also. But round 2, I 2-1 the Bujin player. Game 1, he got to go first, and he Kaisered me, and I was like, damn it. And then the end of his turn, he Royal Decreed me, and I was just like, shit. I didn't know what to do at that point. I tried to stall it as long as I can. I think I ended up getting rid of a Kaiser. I tried to swarm, and he had too much against me. So, and then after that, I won my next 5 rounds. Because being X2, I could have still got my invite, but at round 8, I did lose, so that put me X3. My round 3 opponent, I don't remember what he was playing. I 2-0'd him. Round 4, I played this really cool Trap Tricks Naturia deck. He didn't synchro for any of the Naturia monsters, but he played, I don't even know which ones. But it was a really cool deck. He caught me off guard game 2 because he played this one thing. I couldn't get any monsters. And he played this one Naturia monster that said, as long as this is face up, I can't activate spells or traps. So I was like, shit, what do I do to that? And then game 3, I OTK'd him in like turn 2, I think. I just drew the nuts. End of his turn, I Arsenal or Geargia geared, flip over. I had everything I needed, and I just pushed for game real quick. Let's see, that was round 4. Round 5, I played a Harpy player? No, what did I play round 5? Huh. I can't even remember, honestly, what I played round 5. Round 6, I played Harpies, though. And I did beat the Harpy player. That was the one where I told you I basically made him pop prohibitions just so I would have my other stuff on the field to kill him with. Then I 2-0'd him, and he was really upset about that. Like, really upset. What was next? Then we had round 7. Round 7 was Fire Fists, and that was where the kid basically tried to call me a rule shark. I did 2-0 him. He Mind Crushed me, called Geargia Armor. That was he had 2 Mind Crushes set on his first turn. Called Armor. I didn't have Armor in my hand. I was like, okay, whatever. Then he Mind Crushed me again, called Geargiano. I told him no. We got our little banter. And then I actually finished the duel up, that matchup, or that game up, without even playing my Geargiano MK2, so it's like, okay, I could have discarded it, and I still was going to beat you. But he ended up having to discard randomly, so. And then, man, I'm really bugged that I can't remember my round 5 matchup. 4? Huh. Anyways, round 8, though, was Fire Kings. That is why I wish I had my Dweller in my extra deck. That's why I kind of wish I'd put my, DD Crows on my side over Max C's. I couldn't get out of a Garunix lock, and I got 2-0'd by that guy. And I'm not gonna lie, it left me a little salty. I was really excited. I thought I was going to get it. I went in there really excited. I was like, all right, I'm X2. I can still get my invite. That's how my teammate got his. And no. So, but I probably could have done a couple things different on my part playing against him, but he drew really well. Really cool guy. Didn't catch his name, but really cool guy, really great player. Maybe I'll see him at the April 26th Regional in Fort Worth, Texas. If not, oh well. Anyways, guys, that's my quick update on how I did in the San Antonio Regional. And that is my Geargia Karakuri deck profile, guys. Like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think about the deck. Me personally, like I said, I love it, but I would love to know what y'all think. So, anyways, I'm John from Team Rhinoki, and I'm out.